Give a few minutes to get in. Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Just letting everyone have a few minutes to get in. How's everyone doing today? While we wait for everybody to come on, give everyone a minute or so. Tell me, um, tell me any wins. Who's got a win? Like to grab one or two this morning. Otherwise, we're going to get started right away. Okay, well, I will say that there's a lot going on this time of year. It depends on where you are in the nation right now. How's everyone's market been? Slow? Not slow? Kind of standstill? I hear a lot from everyone on a lot of these calls right now. So I just would love to be able to hear from you all. So interactive is always great. If not, I'm okay with the silence as well, because I get that some of you are driving. But today, we're going to talk about. Can everyone see my screen, by the way? First off, just want to make sure. Okay, good. I see heads nod. Heads nodding. So today is something that's really important to me is referral gold mines and how to build and leverage your partnerships at pay. We talk a lot with Coach Paul, myself, Corey, and Gretchen about reciprocal partnerships. But now it's like, okay, I learned what to say. I learned how to say it. But then how am I going to actually attain this over the next week? And so I am your coach today, Felicia Saraceno. For those of you who don't know me, I am one of the co-founders of the PAC. I'm also an active real estate agent with a flourishing business here down in Southwest Florida. And I'm a former executive director and sales director for senior living. So I've been in this industry for well over a decade. And I know a few things about the senior niche industry and what is happening is the state of assisted living is happening nationwide. So we are going to talk about this in a little bit different detail than maybe you've heard before. Maybe it's some overlap, but always overlap is good because at the same time, if you've heard it before, it's a great reiteration because you have to hear something 17 times in order for it to actually start clicking in to make sense, to build that memory. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk about this session. So what I'm doing today is talking to you about why referrals matter, your top 5 partners that are unexpected referral gold mines, what to say to open doors, add value relationship building, and then one question that grows your network, okay? So we're going to talk about all of this today and why it's important. Okay, why this matters. If you want what I call a waterfall of referrals, you have to be consistent with your referral partners. You cannot, as they say in social media, post and ghost. You have to be very stringent with them. You can't meet someone one time and expect them to give you 10 to 15 referrals that year. Kind of doesn't work that way. And many of you have said, okay, I met with them, but I haven't got my first referral yet. Okay. So building these reciprocal partners starts out with creating this foundation of trust. Paul has been teaching you that. And you're looking through your sales, through your transactions, to see how you can support your referral partners in a long-term collaboration. Agree? So when Paul says to you, okay, I want you to go through your past sales from this year, call them up, have a conversation, shoot the breeze, how's it going, blah, 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 back and forth, how are the kids, did you do any vacations this year, blah, 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 blah. And then say, okay, post-settlement, you closed on your house 6 months ago. Did you update your will? Did you update You know how you're going to add this to your portfolio? It's very thought provoking. And at the same time of being thought provoking, it works because the statistics say 67% of people in the US do not have their estate planning done. So this is helping find clients to bring gifts. You always want to bring gifts when you meet people. But then number two, it opens the door up to other conversations, including financial advisor, accountant. Do I have capital gains to talk about? And all you do is you start opening those doors, and it's your job to think quick on your feet, pivot, and walk through that door. That's on you. Your client's going to tell you, oh, I just got a new puppy. Boom. What kind of puppy? Is it a big puppy? Is it a small puppy? How big is it going to get? Is it going to be a service dog? Blah, 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 blah. You have to ask those questions and walk through those doors. And then as you're walking through those doors, you're thinking in your Rolodex, right? That you have all of these people that you could help. And so sorry, someone's at a showing and the dogs are not there. And so you want to just make sure that you are always looking through this sale as to who you can help partner with, because the more you give, the more you get. That is number one. So Paul always says, always come bearing gifts. Nobody leaves the table hungry. And this is something that helps position you first as the connector. You want to be known as the connector in your community. And this is super important because it gets you referrals. I want you all to get more referrals than I got last year. I got 29 referrals last year from my referral partners. I want you to get 35 referrals from your clients this year. And this is how I did it. This is my blueprint and what I do. So I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing because it's going to help you. I'm just going to move this over here. It's going to help you grow. So these are your unexpected referral gold mines. Now, yes, we talk about elder law attorneys. We talk about the elder law attorney because majority of elder law attorneys, if they are licensed as an attorney and they perform elder law responsibilities for family estate planning, they have to be an elder law attorney. And there's an entire list of elder law attorneys, which is different than estate planning attorneys. So if you don't know that, go online, do a little research, see who's on that list in your area, because there's a list of them. There's an association nationwide as well. They're also, the elder law attorneys are the ones who are getting the probate. Probate is they always have to sell those properties, and the elder law attorney is the one who is helping the family. Majority of the time, the family is not local and they need to have a partner. So that is why we push so hard on elder law attorneys. Downsizing and estate sale specialists. Y'all know I love my downsizing and senior move managers. They get into that property sometimes before me, sometimes I get in before them, but we have a very, very cohesive relationship together. And I have 7 downsizing senior move managers in my area, and I partner with all of them. Some are local, some are nationwide. And my seniors down here are moving all over the nation. As you all know, I also hold estate sales. I host that as a way to do an open house and estate sale at the same time, getting more eyes on that property, getting 200 plus people through that property in one weekend. That's what I do. It is an overlap of what some of my downsizing specialists do. And then sometimes we have hosted them together. So don't look at it as competition. I don't like that word. Collaboration over competition. That is what I want you to ingrain in your brain, because as you all know, there's thousands of agents in this whole country, in your area, doing something to help their clients right now. You're specializing with the seniors. This is what sets you apart. Collaboration over competition. In-home care providers and housekeepers. Y'all know I love housekeepers. They're in that house every week, sometimes twice a month, minimum of one time a month. They know exactly what is happening with their clients before anybody else knows what's happening. You know why? Because they've been cleaning that house for 5, 6 years, sometimes longer. They know what's happening. They know who the kids are. They know who the grandkids are, the aunts, the uncles, the friends. They know everything. Housekeepers are amazing. In-home care providers want to keep their clients in their home, but they will identify if someone's living in a 3,000 square foot home and they said, I only use 3 or 4 rooms. That is the key point for you to right size them into a property where they still could keep their in-home care provider and now sell their longtime home and now have a bucket of money that would pay for the in-home care section for a much longer period of time. This is words matter. As Paul said the other day, the words you are using are fueling your business or they're killing it. And this is where words matter, because you will say to that home care agency, we would work together so that you would have a client longer. Because the one thing that happens with in-home care providers is as more care is needed, sometimes they start out at 4 hours a day, 3 times a week, 5 times a week, 7 times a week. But then once that grows to 6 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day, I don't know about you all, but I know down here, if I need 24/7 for a client, that's $30,000 a month. Majority of my clients cannot afford that. Only about 6% of them can. So that is why they move into senior living. And this is why it's so important for you to stay connected to these people, because my average price down here is $30,000 a month for in-home care, 24/7 private duty, not nursing. This is private duty, companion care, CNAs, HHAs, helping. When they move into senior living, the average cost for assisted living is between $5,000 to $6,000 a month. That is a very large difference. And they get more amenities and more engagement. This is why they move. It doesn't mean that the home care providers are not making money or having business. And I will challenge you. I want you to know how much it costs in your market for 24-hour care. I want you to go onto your Department of Health, like mine is called ACA for the state of Florida. Yours might be Department of Health, for where home care providers register their business. And I want you to see how many in-home care providers there are. I will tell you, I have 95 home care providers. If they were not making money, we would have 20. They all are making over $1 million a year. Okay? They're doing this because it is something that is lucrative. So who is in the seniors' houses the most? These two people, housekeepers, in-home care. Senior centers and local nonprofits. Senior centers are great. They might have an adult daycare center, adult daycare program. They have support services. They host events, seminars, pop-bys, like a pop-up. I know my Alzheimer's Association, when I was in Connecticut, used to do pop-up sessions at the senior center where everybody would come for like a mini health fair type of a thing that would happen. And that's where the adult children often reaches out first for support. Okay, so that is another place that you can partner with for multiple things. And this is a sad one, but funeral homes and pre-planning services. However, if you live in an area like me, where we have a lot of people who move here, and they had snowbird here for a long time, and they have now decided to live here full time. Majority of them coming down to the Southwest Florida region already have prepared for their pre-planning services. It goes up every year. So if it cost $7,500 last year, this year there's going to be a 3 to 5% increase on that. When they come down and I ask them, have you done your pre-planning services? They kind of look at me like I'm crazy. And I go, no, 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 there's a reason. And they go, oh, yes, we have a family plot in Minnesota, let's just say. Okay, great. The next question I ask, what is the name of the funeral home that they are working with? And there's a reason why. And number two, do they have transportation services? Now, this might sound a little sad to you, but if somebody passes away in Southwest Florida and they're getting buried in Minnesota, they need a permit and a funeral home that is licensed to transfer them from one place to another. There is a cost for that. It goes up every single year. Now, if you're getting cremated, that's a completely different option. But if they're getting cremated up in Minnesota, guess what they need to do? Transport that body. And I know this sounds morbid, but this is a fact of life. This has been the industry that I've been in for well over a decade. This is something that we ask on the application of every person who moved into senior living. Who is your funeral connection? Who is your contact? They need to know. It's on the list. And if they ask you why you're asking that, you're going to tell them it's going to be asked when you move into senior living. It's a must, along with the will and their advance directives. So this is something that we have always asked in the senior world because it is so important. And people get blindsided and say, well, I just thought I'd magically get there. Now, I will tell you that in our nation, there are very few mom and pop funeral homes left. They are typically owned by a parent company. So you probably have seen something called Dignity Memorial. They've bought out a lot of them. And when you start asking those questions, oh, yeah, I'm part of Dignity Memorial XYZ funeral home. Oh, great. I have a Dignity Memorial down here. They have reciprocal partnerships. So this is where I ask people those questions so that I can get them in connection with each other. I'm the connector, right? You're the connector. And saying to them, okay, great. Well, I want you to meet them because if something does happen, you probably have some benefits that you weren't aware of. So that's one of my big ones that we do. And a lot of them have beautiful life celebration spaces where you could also use that as a space for senior scams, events that you want to do. This is over. My thing is over my. Sometimes I don't like. Did I lose my screen? You still see my screen?
I still see it, yes.
Okay, good. Because I just moved it all over. Okay, moving on. What to say? When you meet these referral partners, the biggest question that we get, I've identified who I wanted to talk to. We've set up a phone call. We have gone and had our first time call. But now when you need more, the important piece that you need to know is this. Most people freeze up because they don't know what to say and how to present ourselves. You need to come up with your 30-second elevator intro. If you have not done that, these are 3 easy ways to do it. It has to be 30 seconds max. You need to explain, for number 2, I know my things are wrong here. You need to explain, number 1, the problem you have, the problem you're solving, and why you're uniquely positioned to do so. You need to speak with enthusiasm, passion, and speak with tremendous conviction. Now I'm going to read this to you over here in 2 ways. And I want y'all to come off speaker because I can't see you anymore because I switched my screen. And I want you to come off speaker and tell me if number one worked better or number two worked better. Okay, so here goes. Did you know that 58% of home sellers last year were seniors downsizing from homes that just no longer meet their needs? Well, I'm Felicia Saraceno, and I specialize in helping older adults and their families navigate this transition. Before it comes a crisis, many seniors are overwhelmed throughout the moving process, and we take a 360-degree approach to make it manageable. From downsizing support to preparing, selling the home that often may be doubled or tripled in value, we also present smart strategies to reduce capital gains and protect a legacy. My mission is to bring clarity, confidence, and compassion to every step of the journey. Okay, so remember that one. And number two, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk to you. Do you know that 58% of home sellers last year were seniors downsizing from homes that no longer met their needs? Well, I'm Felicia. Y'all, you've met me before, but I just want to let you know what I do. I specialize in helping older adults and their families navigate this transition. Before it becomes a crisis, many seniors are overwhelmed with the thought of moving, but we take a 360-degree approach on making it manageable. From downsizing support to preparing and selling the home that often doubled and tripled in value. We also present smart strategies to help reduce capital gains, protect their legacy, and my mission is to bring clarity, confidence, and compassion to every step of the journey. Which one did y'all think was better? Number
Two.
one or number two? All right, no, two, right?
Yep.
You have to be passionate about what we do. If we're not passionate as to what we do, we miss the boat. We miss our opportunity. And I didn't time that. So if it was longer than 30 seconds, I'm sorry, but I will time it at another time. So your 30-second elevator pitch is so important. If you haven't created one, every single time you speak, you will say something different and you will miss out on why you are not getting the reaction you want. But the number one thing that you have to do is you have to put a hook in there. You have to put some sort of what are you trying to help with? And this 50% of home sellers last year were seniors. That comes from NAR. That information came out April 2025. And I know I sound like a dead horse. We keep talking about it, but it's important for you to remember that number. That is a huge number, and it's only going to continue to grow. Okay, quick wins. Value add, like the coffee chat. We all know not to be salesy with our potential reciprocal referral partners. So sometimes we're going to meet them at their community. Sometimes we'll meet them for a coffee. Sometimes we meet them at a networking event. You always want to focus on their needs. What's their challenges? What do their clients need help with? And you want to find a solution to their problem. I will tell you, in my marketplace right now, they have 10, 15, 20 seniors sitting on the sidelines waiting for their homes to sell. It is the biggest problem that we are facing down here in Southwest Florida because these seniors want to move into senior living, but they cannot because they need the funds from the sale of their property to move in. So creating a solution to their problem would help them make their census goals. Offer value first. Do you have a senior resource guide or a social post that you could present them on? Do you do community spotlights where you're videoing the community, doing reels, exploring the community, doing that for the entire week for 5 days? It's a different video on the same community. And do you have something that you could leave behind? I partner with my senior living communities. I do have rack cards. You can do a branded referral card as a one pager, double-sided. You all know I have hurricane preparedness checklist with the checklist on the front, and on the back of that hurricane preparedness checklist are all of the important community emergency services numbers down to the post office's phone number. So what do you have that someone could put into their move-in packet, their new client packet, or in their discovery room that would be value for them and be different than your competitors. So think about that. Now, this is our bonus question. So this is our bonus multiplier, I should say. You're going to ask this one question from them. What are 3 questions that I could ask my clients to help you get business? Majority of people do not know how to answer this. And they will look at you like you have 10 heads. Why do I do this? I do this because I want to see how I can help them get business, because the more that I go first, the more that they will reciprocate to me. It'll help build that trust and reciprocity. It deepens those relationships real fast, and it makes you the connector. I am known in my marketplace as the knowledgeable connector. We just had a huge networking event for Naples Interagency, which y'all know I'm the president of. And the class that we had was from a local speaker, and she's fabulous. I'd love to have her come talk to you all. But she said there was an exercise for all of us to do. And the exercise was this. What 3 words would people in this room use to describe you from their point of view? So you had to write those 3 words down on a Post-it. And on the backside, after she gave us like 2-3 minutes to write that, she said, what 3 words would you like them to use? And it was very thought-provoking, but it was very eye-opening. Because sometimes what people think of us is not what we want them to think of us. But I want to be known as the connector. And I was really happy when everyone said knowledgeable for me, which was fun. All right, moving on. We're going to keep this short and sweet because we're getting down to the time. Your challenge for this week, really simple. I want you all to make a commitment. We're going to come off screen in a second, so we all could share each other and then see each other and then answer any questions. I want you to reach out to 3 new referral partners. Choose from one of those 5 gold mines that we discussed above. I want you to host one value add coffee chat with one of those 3 partners. And then I want you to use that multiplier question of what are the 3 questions that I could ask my clients, and I want you to see what their answer is. Now, bonus, I have a free download of a referral partner tracker for those who are members. For those who are not members, for less than a cup of coffee a day, you can join our membership, and here it is right here. So take a quick screen grab of this, because we're gonna move on and wrap up so that we could chat a little bit more. Okay, so next steps. This is a misconception. Paul talks about this, I talk about it, Corey talks about it, Gretchen, myself. You don't need hundreds of leads, because that means that you have to have hundreds of follow-ups every single quarter for each of those leads. You need 5 strong referral partners that you could put on your BOD, your board of director, who are going to help you get business. And remember, if you took my class the other day, I wanted everyone to come up with a top 25 list of people that they wanted to get business in the next year. Has anyone done that quick? Come off mic. I can't see anyone. So we'll chat in a second about that. But in the next week, we're going to talk about, so this is going to layer on. So you're at this class today. Next class is going to be how to turn your referral partners into raving fans using social media for shout outs and co-branded events. Okay. So I'm going to stop my screen share. Open up our chat. Make sure I didn't answer any questions. And in the meantime, does everybody, does anyone have any questions?
I do. I have a quick question. On your slide, what was it? The top 5 unexpected referral. What was the website for the in-home care or state? What was it? The website that you said go to?
Your Department of Health. Every
Department.
state's going to have something different. So each state has a governing body for your Department of Health. And the governing body is the one doing the surveys and licensing and giving out licenses to each of these agencies. So there's a governing body. They also do the survey. And in each state, it's a little bit different. Some is every year, some is 2 years. Some are more frequent if they have a complaint. They're the ones doing the audits. This is separate from a Medicare audit. This is the state licensing. In the state of Florida, it's ACA. In your state, it's going to be something different. In the state of Connecticut, it's the Department of Health. Those are just things I remember. But there will be a list of everyone who was registered. And that's how I found out that there were 95 home care agencies registered in the city of Naples. A lot. They're all making money or they won't be in business. So it's your job to see who are the top people within that, and then also how you can partner with them as well. It's your gold mine, it's your list. But those home care professionals and housekeepers, they're in the home at first. Know what's happening. They know if that person's eating or not, or needs engagement. They all know. Okay, any thoughts? Concerns? Who's going to join the challenge? To get 3 referral partners? One coffee chat. And the coffee chat could be in person or it can be virtually. It doesn't have to be face to face. It's super, super easy. All right. So we have a couple of folks who are going to join that. I want you. Yep. All right. There's more. I love it. I love it. And Donna asked, would I share my hurricane list, please? It's on my website. You can download it. And I can put that into the chat real quick for my hurricane preparedness list. It's specific for my area. But listen, if you live in Chicago, you can have a blizzard preparedness checklist. There are so many things that you can do. If you live in the Northeast, it's the same thing. If you live in Seattle, same thing. There's weather happens everywhere. So just remember that. Hurricanes are down here, but if you live in Oklahoma, it's tornado. If you live up in South Dakota, it's hailstorms. Weather is an indicator everywhere that brings people together. And these are things that people love. They love, love, love to talk about. California earthquakes. Your area, you got something going on with the environment and with weather. Don't like say, oh, I don't have a hurricane. I can't come up with something. Sure you can. Absolutely. It's super easy. All right. Thoughts, comments, questions?
This was good information. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked it.
You mentioned the class you did last week. Which class was that one? I'm getting
the class I did, well, it was actually a couple of weeks ago. It was with Paul. And we talked about being the connector and talking about your wish list of 25 professionals that aren't on your bod that you'd like to get on your bod. And that was a couple of weeks ago, actually. Time flies when you're having fun. I think that was June 20th. Yep. It was the Board of Directors methodology.
It's in the Kajabi.
Yep, it's in Kajabi, and that was on June 20th. We talked about that.
Oh, I wasn't even here.
Great one. That was a good one. A lot of fun info.
Yeah, I gotta look that one back up.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'm excited for you. I want y'all to join the challenge. It's really simple. You only are going to have to, from that list of 5, get 3 of them that you are working with and that you are reaching out to 3 new referral partners out of the 5 of referral partners that we talked about, and get 1 coffee chat with them. And I want you all to report back next week. Got a week to do it. All right. Well, I hope you have a great day. And for those that are members, will be downloading, I'll be putting that referral tracker on the Facebook page for you today. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much. I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you, Felicia.
All right. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.